Hi guys, so we've got the last game of the season coming up today, and for the last 2 weeks, we've been playing Moaning. It's a horizontal shmup, released by Namco in 1988. For 1988, it's pretty impressive, looks nice, and plays pretty well. And whilst it's a fun, competent shmup, it never really grabs me. Certainly not a bad experience, but not a memorable one either. I didn't have a huge amount of time to play, but it seems like I got to the same place as pretty much everyone else did. That's to the level where there's the windmills. Maybe with a bit of practice, I could get used to them and get a bit further, but it is pretty tedious, that bit. Something that makes the game easier is if you're able to capture the balloons early on that give you 1,000 crystals each, you can buy the mystery bag at the first shop. I think it says stock bomber or something like that. That changes your weapon and gives you a shield. Basically makes you invulnerable to the bullets. And you don't lose it unless you crash into an enemy or get hit by one of the more powerful shots from the bosses. So it's a bit like playing on easy mode. And unlike the other weapons, it doesn't expire, so definitely a big boost for the game. I think a lot of people struggle to find the time for this one, so let's take a look at the scores. We only had 11 scores. Our bottom two were lagging behind a little bit, but from 9th through to 2nd, it was pretty close, all dying probably at that similar point I mentioned, around where the wimbles start to appear. We've got Gary Gill in 9th, I'm in 7th, all the way through to Milty in 2nd. That's 130,000 through to 150,000. Paul and Milty arguably did do a little better than everyone else. The others are all probably dying pretty much the same point, and the difference in scores is probably just the number of enemies that got killed, or maybe a bit of luck in some of the bonus stages. Our standout performance here though was from Blue Yak. He's taken his first victory with an extremely good 210,000. That's getting well beyond everyone else. So great job there. With that, let's take a look at the table. We've got a little bit of movement, but it's all further down the table. Tiny Lou's up a couple after a decent performance in Ordine, Milty's up 3 into 10th after that 2nd place, and Colin's up a couple too, into 8th. Above him though, the places remain the same. In 6th and 7th is me and Gary. We're pretty close, and so a good performance from Gary in the last game will probably move him ahead of me. Myatra Tech and Charlie Farr are a little ahead again, both around 300 points. We'll see if I can get Dave to play the last game. And then our top 3 are pretty much set. 2 weeks ago, I announced Graham as our overall winner, but with that win for Blue Yak, he's pretty much secured 2nd place. He's had a good season, and that's well deserved. And then Paul is in 3rd, with that win on Kung Fu Master, then a few not so good performances as well, a little bit more up and down. But unless he absolutely destroys Blue Yak in the last game, he'll be taking home the bronze medal. Even so, great performance this season. So with that, let's take a look at our final game of the season. Okay, so we're spinning the wheel for the last time this season. I've got 14 games here from Season 10. Blue Yak, our winner, he went for Smash TV. Our most popular choice, though, was versus Balloon Fight. So let's set things going and see what we get. Okay, it's slowing down. Oh, okay, so it's X Multiplier, choice from Juff. So this is kind of a R-Type clone in many ways. Side-scrolling shmup. It's fairly good. So yeah, I'll go make a video and be back in a sec. So our final game of the season is X Multiply, released by Irem in 1989. This is kind of an evolution of R-Type, obviously being released by the same developer. You now have these flailing arms, which act both as a weapon and as a shield. It certainly looks very nice, and it plays pretty well too. Although I can't say I'm a huge fan of the flappy arm mechanic. A bit more of a serious game than Ordine, and I probably prefer this one. But like most Irem games, the difficulty certainly ramps up. For our next game, we'll be doing a Champion's Choice, and Graham kindly gifted that to Paul. So next week, I'll be letting you know what the new game is, and telling you about the new format for next season. So I hope you all enjoy playing a bit of X Multiply, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks. See you then.